Hello, welcome into the Fab Five. My name is Eric Aldava, and today we're going to be talking about professional sports going on with the NBA and NFL. I'm here with Vinny Aceto and Matthew Andujo, and they will be talking about what's going on in the NFL and as well as the NBA. So, Vinny, first question's for you. Who do you think is going to come out on top for the NFC?
Personally, I think right now the Philadelphia Eagles are the team to beat in the NFC. I mean, they're sitting with one loss so far in the season, which was an early season loss to the Chiefs. But just looking at who they've played and how they've played so far, they consistently put up a ton of points. And on the defensive side of the ball, they have a ton of players like Malcolm Jenkins that lead the team. And just seems like they're having a lot of fun in Philadelphia, and they're enjoying all the winning going on. I also see the LA Rams and the New Orleans Saints to be two teams that could contend with them. I'm not sold on the Seahawks as of right now because, yes, they still have the offensive weapons, but their defense, now they have Cam Chancellor out for the season, Richard Sherman out for the season, so I'm not sure how the Seahawks will end up being, but I think right now my favorite is for the Eagles to come out in the NFC, but if anyone's going to beat them, I see it being the Saints or the Rams.
What about you, Matthew? What about for the AFC?
I'm going to go with the Patriots. You know, they're 9-1. They have the front runner in Tom Brady, the MVP, 40 years old, playing out of his mind. A team that can contend with them, I believe, is the Steelers. Big Ben is looking like the old form that we've seen with him like in the Super Bowl championship. They got Le'Veon Bell, they got Antonio Brown, they got Juju Smith, who's playing well as a second receiver. So I believe that the Patriots and the Steelers are the two favorites in the AFC. I think the Patriots will prevail, and just Tom Brady will go back to the Super Bowl.
Okay, so if you guys had to choose right now, who do you guys have in representing the NFC and the AFC in the Super Bowl?
Who do you got?
I got the Patriots.
Patriots?
Yep.
I mean, I would say the Eagles right now, but it seems like every year there's going to be those two favorites everyone picks, but they don't both end up making it. So I like the Saints because Drew Brees, they have that experience. He's been in the Super Bowl before, and that defense is playing a lot better than usual. But like you said, I think Tom Brady makes it back to the Super Bowl, and I really personally don't think anyone's going to beat them. So my Super Bowl champion would have to be the Patriots.
And now for the NBA. Matthew, what do you have for us in the NBA?
So the early headlines, you have, of course, the Gordon Hayward injury, the first game of the season, but the way the Celtics have bounced back, going on a 16-game win streak off of that. Then you also have Cleveland, who started the season off struggling, but then now they have picked it up. LeBron is playing like King James again. They're on a 7-game win streak right now as well. And the East is just looking a lot more. You have Giannis, who's going off, averaging about 30 points, 11 rebounds, something like that. Pretty much that.
What about you, Vinny?
Well, it's like you touched on with the Celtics. I mean, do you see Kyrie leading this team to the Eastern Conference Finals?
I believe so. I think
so?
it's just for the Eastern Conference Final. I believe it's a two-horse race. You got the Cleveland Cavaliers, you got the Boston Celtics. I don't see the Raptors or the Bucks making it past either or. So you got Boston, you got Cleveland, but I think Cleveland will prevail in the Eastern Conference Final with LeBron going to his 8th, 9th straight finals. So.
What do you think about this Derrick Rose injury in Cleveland? Now that he's kind of removed himself from the team, we don't really know where he stands. Once IT is back, do you think it's just a breeze for the Cavs to win and make it to the finals at least?
I believe so. Derrick Rose, he's not the same Derrick Rose of old. You know, he's a point guard who needs the ball in his hand. He's not great off ball, so he needs the ball in his hand. So he's not really efficient with the injuries, the lingering injuries. They'll probably put D Wade at the 2 or at the 1, backing him up. So I think when Isaiah Thomas comes back, that team is going to be just the Cavs of last year, just same team. They're going to continue to roll teams over.
So for the Eastern Conference, safe to say we're going to see a Celtics-Cavs Eastern Conference final, and I mean, we put the Cavs in the finals. Can we all agree on that, probably?
Yep.
I would say, yeah, Cavs are going to be there again. But what do you guys think about Oklahoma City Thunder? The big three that they have, Paul George, Carmelo Anthony, and Russell Westbrook. What do you guys think is going on with that team?
Personally, I just don't think they've had enough time to figure it out yet. I mean, we saw when the Heat had their first dream team that they made. They did make it to the finals, but they didn't get the job done. They lost to the Mavs.
Yeah.
And I think it's kind of a similar situation, a little bit different because these three, I mean, these are three of the top best players in the league, but I still don't think it's enough to beat the Warriors. I really don't.
Yeah, the situation over there, just the chemistry, you know, you have 3 players that are used to having the ball in their hands on their own teams, both leading their teams to the playoffs. It's going to take a little bit of adjustment. It's been kind of disappointing because they just beat the Warriors, like, pretty resoundingly in Oklahoma City, but then the next game they lose to Detroit, which is, you don't know what's going on. I also don't like the offense that they're in. I think Billy Donovan's offense is too ISO heavy. You have Melo, like, having the ball for more than 10 seconds on the side, on the key, and then you have Paul George, who's usually a driver, a slasher. He has to settle for an outside 3, so he's just basically catching and shooting. And then Russell Westbrook is just doing Russell Westbrook, you know, just ball handling, passing it off, driving, forcing out some tough shots. A lot of times the offense is just stalling.
You touched on Donovan. Do you think the coaching is playing any problem there? Do you think he's the guy to be coaching that team?
I believe not. I think they need to find a coach that wants the ball being moved around, doesn't rely too much on the ISO, and until they find that, I believe that they're going to keep on struggling.
And so, what about the rookies that you guys seen this far? Ben Simmons playing his first year. Lonzo Ball. Is that an understatement, or what's going on with that?
Lonzo Ball, a lot of question marks still. He's not scoring much, but he's got 2 triple-doubles so far this season, which, he beat LeBron for the quickest to it. So, But, Ben Simmons and the Sixers, that young team has just been absolutely phenomenal so far. From what we've seen and how Joel Embiid is playing, what he brings to that team, and the city in general. He's been a huge spark for Philly sports in general.
Yeah, with the touching on Lonzo Ball, he has numbers are probably one of the worst in the league, if not the worst. But the thing is, he's not a scoring point guard. He's a player that's going to facilitate the ball. So most of I know he took a lot more responsibility coming to rebounding. He talked to Brian Shaw, one of their assistants, about rebounding. And as soon as they had that conversation, he goes out and one night gets 16 rebounds following another 11 rebound game. So he's going to figure out the shooting. All the Lakers need him to do is pass, get Ingram, get Kuzma those open looks. So I think he'll be fine. But right now he's not scoring the ball, and it's just people are calling him a bust, which is unfair, but it is what it is.
I agree. Definitely a lot to look forward to for the rest of the season, both in the NFL and the NBA.
Yep.
So.
And wrapping that up, that's what we have for the NBA and the NFL. Hope you guys enjoyed.